encourages everyone. This is Jaya, and I am very pumped today. I know last week was a little bit on a sadder side, but today I have some great news that goes hand in hand in what our discussion is going to be about. So I competed in the Miss East Coast USA Virtual City pageant. And in my division, I won first place, and I'm very excited. So that means I will be going to New Jersey in September, and I'm very excited because it's the first time I did the system. Bye, baby. It's the first time that I've competed in this system. It's the first time that I've done a virtual pageant. So this week's topic is go for what you want. You're always going to have those people that say, I can't support you, I'm not going to support you, or I don't agree. But if you support yourself, if you believe it, then it can happen. I was super nervous. I didn't know what to expect because it was a virtual pageant. So basically, don't let anything stop you because your nerves are always going to be your biggest hater. You're going to be your biggest hater because you're going to be afraid to go for it, to take a chance. If you don't take a chance, then you'll never know. So there are different platforms that we're on live today. If you are here, say something in the comment. Let us know that you're here and tell us something this week that you have done that you were afraid of, that you took a risk. And also in the V Lounge, check us out on She's a Boss Radio Network under she'sabossradio.com in the V Lounge, and let us know what you guys are doing out there this week. So also, this has been a very difficult time for everybody, and the biggest thing we can do is try to find positive aspects in it. We can easily say, okay, I'm stuck at home, I'm not going to do anything. But you're stuck at home, so it means that you can do something that you've never done before. Something that you started a long time ago, but because of all the busyness in the world, you couldn't do. You had to stop yourself. This is the chance. This is a new week, a new day. Find something that makes you me. I'm going to be happy at the end of this activity, at the end of this process. Because if you continue to let yourself miss out on opportunities, those are so many closed doors that you won't get to even see. So a part of the pageant was to say something that makes you unique. And I was super afraid before I submitted my that's not a pageant thing to say. So my the thing that made me unique, I said, I'm not afraid of failure. I believe that it's one of the biggest components of success. You have to fail in order to succeed. And I read something somewhere a while ago, and it said, you can't, if you give up, then you're not going to make it, or something like that. I think it said, that's crazy. I just saw it. I think it said, don't give up, keep going. I don't know. It was something really cute. That's not it, but it was something really cute. I'm going to find it, and I'm going to have it next week. I promise. Next Saturday, 4 to 5. Listen back to the encourages, and I'm going to have that quote. It was really good. It's crazy. But, so like I said, let us know how you guys are doing this week. What risk did you take for the week? Also, let us know what you guys are doing now. It is really hot out there right now. But this is a great opportunity to cook out in your backyard, have a water balloon fight. There are so many things we can be doing, guys. Don't let this pandemic be the reason that you don't do anything. Just because you can't go out, that does not mean you cannot enjoy yourself and have a good time. So my next component, I'm gonna bucket list. Because we're not thinking about, what's gonna happen after we kick the bucket. Make a list of things that you have wanted to do in your life from 0 months to however old you are now. Things that you have wanted to do in your life, you may wanted to try, maybe wanted to eat, maybe something that you felt like I could be really great at that, or I really want to learn that. Make a list. And if you want, you can tell us in the V Lounge or in one of the platform's comments one of the things on your list. Because one of the things on my list when I first made my list a couple years ago was obviously college. I didn't think I was going to HBCU. That was a big risk because it wasn't what I was expecting, but it was the opportunity of a lifetime. A lot of people don't think so, but college is not just higher education, it's a higher opportunity because it gives you the opportunity to network as well as the opportunity to find yourself in an environment that's not in an environment that's your own, basically. You may hear people say all the time, oh, when you go to college, you can do this, this, and that, and you're going to be free, you're going to be an adult. That does not mean that you have to go to college and try to be the person that you always wanted to be but couldn't be. I'm not sure if that makes sense, guys. But basically, if you find the time to do something and you feel like, oh, well, I might not be ready or who knows what's afraid of life. Don't be afraid of life. Take it head on. Anything? Oh, well, right now we're talking about college. Basically, some of the risks that you face in college and that you got to take head on.
Possibly pass every last class. And not to, I heard you say this earlier, not to give up because just because you're not doing what you think or what everybody else thinks you should do, God ultimately has the plan. And sometimes you have to hit and miss. Sometimes you have to hit walls. Sometimes you have to go through the challenging situations in order to get to the level where God has called you to go. When I think about me in my college journey, which has been a journey, I can't help but to think that had I not gone through the different challenges that I went through going, spending 12 years at community college and spending and only taking 2 years to get to masters, it had to get some bumps and bruises on the way.
So. Absolutely. And another thing for me, as far as risk in college, and you definitely hit on it, you're gonna fail a few classes. It's a new experience, new environment. It's not the same as high school. Even if you had a high school that's supposed to teach you about college, it's okay to fail as long as you don't give up.
Yeah. Well, Jasmine said something to me when she started school at the beginning of the year. And I said, well, how do you like college? She said, it's easier than high school. And nowadays, with this COVID-19, it may not feel as easy. But to me, when you go to college your first year, it's like an upper level of a high school. And you just have to feel your way through as you become a more mature adult. So, yeah, just don't give up.
Yep, keep pushing. And definitely be on the lookout for activities, maybe clubs, but you want to be involved. Check it out. Check out your school's website. Even if you're online, there are so many things that you can do and still be involved.
So, not going to be as friendly as the next teacher. All of your instructors will not be as friendly as the next instructor. So, with knowing that you go to your class and you do the best that you can. So, I always tell the youth that I work with, communication is key. Communication is key in every single relationship, whether it's school, whether it's family, whether it's friends. So when you go to class and you're struggling, if you have a and they're gonna try their best to help you. So not don't be afraid to have those hard conversations, even if you think they're gonna yell. When I think about y'all, you and your sisters, y'all are so upset when somebody yells and fuss, but that's people's personalities and you can't control that. All you can do is do your best. So again, just because a teacher fuss at you or mark your paper up red or give you a zero on your first paper, don't take it as a threat. Take it as a way to grow.
Absolutely. I have a teacher right now. I don't really know what's going on, but just don't be afraid to reach out, um, whether it's to the teacher, to your counselor, to your advisor.
Yep. So and just a word of advice. I know we're talking about college, but just a word of advice to the parents who are trying to cope with elementary, middle, and high school. They have different things set up. Communicate with them because sometimes the L kids are doing the same exact same thing that they were doing when they were in school. Some of them want to learn. They're going to be, and it's going to get a little bit harder because they don't have that teacher to go leave in school. So I'm not going to behave at home. And as a parent, I just encourage you to not get upset or get frustrated because we as educators go through this all the time. But reach out to the teachers and see how they can better help you through the process.
All right, so we are going on break, you guys, and we will be back. Okay. So while we're on break from the station, let us know in the comments, guys, if there's anything specifically you want to talk about, anything you need encouragement with. We are here to answer any questions. So live, we decided to have to start going live with our encourager page so that we can have it online so that more people can see it that may or may not be on our Facebook, Instagrams. So this way, everybody can get encouragement if they want it.
Absolutely. So I had a comment.
Mhm.
That were my audience to resubmit their comments.
If you sent a comment, could you resend it because they're not popping up right now. And I'm pretty sure that's because they want me to get the new live thing.
Okay.
Oh, we can create polls. This is kind of cool, guys. I'm gonna try to figure out some of the things. Oh, some of the things that we can do on the YouTube live. Because I just found out on Facebook that you can ask questions and create polls. So we're gonna have fun starting next week, guys. Anything you want to say before we break?
Well, again, I can't really see the comments, but I just pray that everybody is having a prosperous time, even while we're going through stay at homes. We know that Baltimore is being safe and we're still under the stay at home orders. And I just want to encourage you while you're going through these difficult times. There's so many things that we're facing right now, and the enemy wants us to give up. The enemy wants us to lose our mind. The enemy where people are just falling off because they're unable to um, be around people for a certain amount of time. Well, I just want to encourage you because there are some people who are losing loved ones, and that 5 minutes of disagreement, that 5 minutes of whatever the case may be, could cause heartache for the rest of your life because you don't know who's going to be there. You don't know what God's plans are. So cherish your family, cherish your loved ones, because this COVID-19 is really, really interesting to say the least. Yeah. So I mean, it's just a lot, and I just again, and I just want to give kudos to those who are beating the odds. I mean, spiritual arts, physical arts, mental arts. I just want to give you kudos because every day is not going to be easy. But when you just get up, get dressed, and you go out and you show the devil that God is in control, we just don't know what might happen.
If you are, and I'm going to stay on the concept of risk, if you're taking the risk and the opportunity, that's my word, opportunity. If you take the risk and the opportunity to get up, get dressed, even if you're going to be in the house all day, it's showing that you are motivating, you're motivated to do something. And I believe that because I would have loved to stay in my pajamas today or at least sleep all day, but it's kind of like you're missing something. Or for me, if I'm sleeping all day, then I feel like I'm missing something. I'm losing out on something I could have done. All right. Almost there, you guys.
Ugh. Oh, wow.
We are the Encouragers. We are on She's the Boss Radio Network and TuneIn.com, Alexa, 24-hour radio show that you can listen to different talk shows as well as music 24 hours a day. So before we left on break, we were just talking about some of the risks that you could take to college because risk is just our word for the day. But when we were on break, we were talking to our live listeners and we were just talking a little bit about what was the last thing you said?
We were talking. I was
Oh,
talking
getting
your
up.
families,
Mhm.
getting like don't get complacent in this place. I mean, this COVID, because so many people are actually losing their minds. They're going through depression. So many people are at war with their family members and their loved ones. And I just want to encourage you not to get complacent. Get up, get dressed, don't stay in the bed. Find something to do, even if it's to volunteer with the organization, even if it's to send out some emails or start writing or whatever the case be, not used to being around. Find a way to love on them. Find a way to love on each other. Again, as I said, there's so many people losing loved ones, and we take life for granted because somebody is not doing what we think that they should be doing. And God is ultimately in control, and He's created us this time and embrace it and just build on yourself, build on your loved ones, encourage each other. Make a phone call to somebody that you didn't make a phone call to yesterday.
Something that I'm about to start doing is celebrating every day because every day is a gift. Every day is a present, a gift from God. That's what the present means. And this week has just been full of gifts, and the present and the moments have just been spectacular. You want to talk about some of them?
Uh, I'm that person that's trying to not get caught up in the emotional roller coaster. This has been an amazing week, to say the least, for winning the pageant, and you're gonna have to help me with the title. But she actually has um, a sash. Like, she hasn't given up. When you talk about taking risks, I just want to congratulate you because it is hard work to actually get out and do those things and to really put yourself out there, not knowing if you're going to win or lose.
Thank you. So it was the Miss East Coast USA at city virtual pageant.
And that was for the ages of 20 to 29, and you just took it all the way. And I just really appreciate you. You were gorgeous. Even in the other two categories that you won, I think it was two or three, it just put a smile on my face because being a mother, you always want to see your kids do positive things. And then just in this household alone, there's 3 birthdays in 1 week between my daughter's mother-in-law, which was the 20th. My daughter's birthday is tomorrow, and in between was my
20th.
grandson. On the
20th.
Yeah, her birthday was before the 20th, and then his birthday was the 20th. So it's just been such a blessing to celebrate. Um, and I don't know if this is the platform that I should be sharing because I'm so emotional all over. But God has definitely been doing some amazing things. Just yesterday, last week I was officially offered a position to be a Baltimore City teacher resident, and I'll be teaching in Baltimore City Public Schools officially starting in June. And to even go a level higher where there are so many people still waiting and trying to figure out where they're going to go for job interviews. On yesterday, I received an email saying, congratulations, you have been recommended. It's just a blessing because even in the midst of the storm, the enemy tries to knock you down and try to break you. And I would say today, the enemy has been trying to break me 100%. But God said not so because He has other things for me to do. Even watching Jaya, like she's got so many positive things going on at school, and I'm sitting here amazed because they're not even at school, and she has so many things going on. RA, and I'm not going to say possibly, but she's going to do her summer program with the freshmen, incoming freshmen, and then she's also taking 4 classes. She's taking a lot of classes over the summertime. Um, and I mean, it's just a blessing just all the way around. So when the enemy is saying, okay, well, you can't do, God is saying not so. And I don't know that you're going to ever hear me come on here and not talk about the goodness of God because without God there, we could not do the things that we do. Um, and just to add, and we're talking about taking risks, and I'm still on taking risks because a lot of us don't want to step outside the box. A lot of us don't want to do those things that the typical person wouldn't do. Um, so while we're in the pandemic, we're still operating our organization, Bondage to Grace Connections, and it's like so amazing because we're delivering snacks to 50 and 60 kids a week. We didn't do it yet. We're going to do it for this week. But I even have a list for about 75 kids, and out of that 75, we will deliver to at least 50 or 60 of them. And that's the kids between the ages of 4 and 13. And then our kids between the ages of 14 and 24, they're on a whole different level. They done jumped up, started planning out our summer camp. So we're looking towards doing a virtual summer camp while we have some youth who will be fundraising and some will be doing our marketing and some will be doing social media and some will be doing programming. These are, again, youth between the ages of 14 and 24. So God is steady. He's always with us. And you might feel like right now, well, that doesn't apply to me. Everything is going left, everything is going wrong. I'm here to tell you, even in the midst of everything going left and everything going wrong and everything not looking the way that you want them to look, God is still in control. He is still telling you that he got this. You might feel like you'll get ready to give up. Don't give up because tomorrow might look completely different than yesterday, and it might look completely different from today. So again, when I speak about risk, start it, then you don't know that you can finish it. If you never put yourself out there, you don't know what the blessings are gonna be. So if you stay cooped up in your box, then you're never gonna experience what God's riches are. Because a lot of us are looking for our riches in heaven because we think that as long as we go to church and we're doing no, God already has our rewards planned out for us, and we don't have to do anything but serve Him and do what He's called us to do.
We done, y'all. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations twice.
Thank you.
We know God's plan. So I definitely agree 100%. Um, see, I don't even know what to say.
So I do have something else.
Okay.
So as we all know that I'm working on completing my own book collaboration, but I just got off a meeting earlier today, and I don't want this show to be about me, but I'm just amazed at the things that God is doing for me. But I just got off the phone today from a meeting with the fourth book collaboration that I've been a part of, and I'm working on my fifth book collaboration. And that book is out. Like it's at and you'll be able to tell the difference from where I started and where I am today. So it's just a blessing. And don't be afraid to share your testimony. If you have a testimony and you want to share that with me, inbox me because you will definitely have an opportunity to be a contributor or author in my project that God has allowed me and entrusted me to work on. So yeah, it's definitely not a game. Whatever God is doing this season, don't look at it as a bad thing. See how you can make it a good thing.
Yep. And you said it's not about you. That's what our show is about. Our show is about encouraging people through some of the things that we've been through, and that's a great example. This is your fourth collab book, which means you've done the process, you know what, you know, things that you felt like you could have changed, things that you felt like were really good, and now you're at four, which means it's not the end, which means you took the risk at number one and you kept going.
Absolutely.
So yep, it's about all of us.
Absolutely.
So next we are going to stay on our topic of taking risks, but we're going to talk about entrepreneurship, taking risk in entrepreneurship and your own business and yourself.
Well, I'm gonna cut you off because I'm gonna start with the girls that God has blessed me and my husband and their dads to raise. They are entrepreneurs who are now starting Grow with Flow. And Grow with Flow has been so amazing. If you haven't caught it on YouTube, go on YouTube because you'll get to see all my beautiful pictures and all of that. But and you'll get to hear Jaya talking about her experience at Toys R Us. And it was just so amazing. And I don't want to give it away, but it was just an amazing testimony to listen to her on the YouTube channel with Grow with Flow. And then entrepreneurship, and I'm the mom, and I have to step back and support them. But we just had an amazing time recording Laura Antoine in, and we're gonna make this thing work as a family. That's entrepreneurship. So I'm sorry for that plug. Go ahead
Oh
and talk
no,
about
you're good.
entrepreneurship.
I thought you were gonna bring up more about summer camp as your plug-in. Like we're looking for more kids. You know, if you know anybody between 14 and 24 that
So we are, and I thought Jay was going to do it, but we are hosting a virtual summer camp. We take our kids out of the inner city, introduce them to out of inner city, out of the city life, and take them to Harford County, Parkton, Maryland, to reading. We have dropped everything and read. They'll provide reading activities. They'll also provide like our virtual learning how to do our summer camp songs. So we do all of that virtually, and we'll have breakout groups so that in the beginning we'll do our camp songs and different things like that, and then we'll have breakout groups where the children are going to do Smith. They'll do drop everything and read activity. So if you have any children, and we're probably looking for East Baltimore, but we're not going to shy away from anybody. But if you have children that may be interested, just reach out to us in our inbox. Call us on the phone if you have our numbers because we are 14 and 24. We have weekly Zoom meetings where we just allow the kids to be free while we're also talking business. We are preparing for the summer camp. So it's not just the Miss Trivia idea or Miss Trivia project. All of these ideas that we're going to get, like I said, host there'll be our marketing team.
They'll be our program team who develops our curriculum. They'll be our fundraisers. So they'll go out and get funding program for the students across the city of Baltimore and beyond so that we can provide the art activities and they can do those things at home. So, we're exposing our 14 to 24-year-olds to a lot.
Absolutely. As well as and you already mentioned the book, but do you want to talk a little bit about your book?
Nope.
No, not yet.
All I'm going to say is,
Be on the lookout.
again, be on the lookout and on here. But if you feel like God has given you a testimony and brought you out of something, inbox me. You can email me at trivia Payne, TRIVIAPAYNE at triviapayne43@gmail.com. And I'll give you the information that you need. I'll call you and we can talk about how we can collaborate on this project. So, Payne.
Yep, and we are going on break, so we will see you guys when we get back. Apologies, but I'll put this back right here. I do want to say, guys, that actually, while we're on break, put in the comments in either YouTube or Facebook if you have a business, and we're gonna shout you guys out when we get back on the air, because that is something that I think is really important, especially with the pandemic. Put in the comments if you have a business and let us know what it is and what your audience is so that we can shout you guys out. Ugh. Nope.
It doesn't help that I got a new phone. My favorite people are on here. It is so amazing. Hi, Lakita. Don't look at me like that. Hi, Pepe.
I think we're getting a baby back. You want to try to pull the computers? If you always check it out on our Facebook, it will be on Instagram when I figure out how to do that again, and it'll be on YouTube.
Your baby.
It will be on YouTube because we are starting a new segment on our YouTube for the characters specifically, where we will shoot the videos live. You can go back and watch them, get some encouragement, maybe even do something that they haven't done in a while. So if you are watching this as a replay, still let us know your business. Let us know what entrepreneurship you're under and how our listeners and subscribers can support you. Going to be on here talking to you until 5 o'clock. And we're still on break. So if you are listening on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, one of our online platforms, you can always check out She's the Boss Radio Network, She's the She'sTheBossRadio.com, TuneIn.com, and Alexa to hear this 24-hour radio show. All right. Oh, I'm being dragged down, guys. So we are getting ready to start in just a few seconds.
Oh, she couldn't hear me.
Who's on here?
I could see comments.
Oh, I couldn't see your comments, guys. Sorry. We are back. Welcome to the Encouragers. Do we have any Facebook comments?
No, they were all geared towards me. I just need to talk up and I will talk up. But I just want to thank everybody who has said congratulations and given out positive vibes. Thank you.
We do have a YouTube comment from Shug's Bath Salt and Shug's sugar
body
scrubs.
Yeah.
$10 large, medium $7, and small $5.
She
So
don't even know what that is. So if you were at the fashion show, I gotta put those words in. But if you were at the fashion show, like Sugar started selling bath salts and body scrubs and all of those good things, and she is now coming out of her box. She's taking risks because Sugar does not take risks and she does not do this kind of stuff. So hit her up on World of Flow. You can hit her up on her YouTube channel with the World of Flow, and they have other stuff too. So we'll be talking about that as we go on, since Jaya is talking about entrepreneurship and things like that.
And I might as well throw my little plug. If you guys can see my earrings, I have on paparazzi because I am an independent consultant with paparazzi. And if you are listening to accessories business, you can find $5 pieces of some great items. And I just had to throw it out there because this is going to be a new component in our show where we shout out entrepreneurs and let you guys give you guys an opportunity to hear from entrepreneurs or some of the entrepreneurship opportunities that are out there that you may not have thought about, or maybe you want to support entrepreneurs and you
own radio host.
Oh,
Lakita Berry.
absolutely.
She's the Boss Radio Network. She also has a clothing line, and she definitely has a makeup line. So while we're shouting out our Entrepreneur Boss Radio Network, and I have Alexa now, so we can listen to She's the Boss Radio on network on Alexa. We can listen to it on. Well, I'm a Google person, so I just Google She's the Boss Radio, and it comes up. And you can send us messages in the B Lounge, and we can get those as well.
You want to talk about this one?
Oh yes. So the next entrepreneur we want to give a shout out to is my fave, and she know who she is. Nada. But she has a salon out Liberty Road. She does locks. Her team does braids, all types of things. That's not like that natural hair, braiding hair, lock hair, all that. So hit her up on Facebook, and she also has a nonprofit organization called Pretty Confident Girls. And it's a mentoring program, as we have a mentoring program, and we collaborate on some things. She is great with giving back. She does a lot of giving back to the community. Well, and another entrepreneur that I see on here is Aisha, who does pocketbooks. And it does not feel good to have grandbabies while you're doing the show. But she sells pocketbooks, and she has some awesome pocketbooks. So hit Aisha Richardson up on Facebook as well if you're interested in pocketbooks, and not a PCG Harrison if you're interested in getting locks done or anything like that. And again, Lakita Berry or She's the Boss Radio on Facebook. And Charlene from the Nurses Lounge. She just reminded me, and she's an awesome person that if you want to read, and these are people who I love and I support because they recognize what God is doing in me, and I definitely have to recognize what God is doing in them.
Absolutely. Do you see anybody else?
No.
All right. So I was told to mention that Grow with Flow subscriber giveaway soon, so definitely check that out. If there's anything that you guys feel like you really need encouragement with, or something that you feel like in your life you have gotten encouragement, but you think somebody else could use the encouragement that you received, always let us know in the comments in the B Lounge as well, so we can mention it and even bring it up next week.
So as we have a few more minutes, we have about 10 minutes, and we really want to go back into the risk factor. We want to encourage people because that's what we do, because we are the encourage challenge to somebody who do not want to take that risk.
The biggest challenge for someone, or
the biggest encouragement that you would give to someone who has a challenge?
I've always been that person that likes to stay in my shell but wants to get out. So my advice would definitely be, or my encouragement would definitely be, just do it. Not like the Nike, but seriously, just do it. See how it feels, because it gives you the chance to have that experience to say, okay, I did it. As well too, but I don't know if it's right for me. Pray about it. See what God has to say about the situation. Listen to his voice, and then you'll know I gotta take the chance. I gotta push. I gotta do what I need to do just to see how I make it out. Maybe I want to do it again.
So I'm going to be like a transparency moment, and I'm very transparent. So bear with me as I encourage you through your process of stepping outside the box, to say the least, but difficult to say the least. And sometimes I have to remind myself I'm struggling because we look at certain things as a positive risk, but sometimes there are negative risks. And we don't want to take those negative risks, but be okay with stepping outside of the box. So one of the challenges that I personally have been dealing with is I never ever ever want to hurt somebody's feelings. I never ever ever want to make anybody feel incomparable, or I don't want them to feel like they're less than. However, there are sometimes times in our lives where we have to have those difficult conversations with the guidance of the Holy Spirit and be okay. Like we have to be okay with telling somebody that we're not okay. And I believe that that's a risk all in itself. And some people may look at it as a negative thing. But I just want to encourage you that while you're holding on to that thing that is tearing you up and eating you up inside, you also have to remember that those things you're having issue with are most likely a human being or something that's not even going to worry about how you feel at the end. So don't be mean about how you feel, but be okay. Issue. You don't have to go to your boss, but let somebody know, because if you don't talk through those situations, you're gonna be stuck and you're gonna find yourself in a place that you don't feel like you know how to get out of. So for me, taking the risk factor is being okay when I've spoken the things that I've needed to speak and not feel guilty because of how somebody else is going to receive it or take it, as long as I've done everything in my power to do it God's way. Because there's going to be some times where you take risks and people are going to be extremely mad and have major issues with that risk that you've taken. But be okay with the decisions that you make. Be okay with when you step outside of that box, that your box is still sacred and you're still okay and comfortable with it, stepping outside of
That was put together very nicely.
it.
I don't know if that makes sense. You know what I'm trying
I
to say?
got you.
Yep, that was worded really great. That
The
very
word of God.
well. Yep.
Yep. So I just want to give kudos to Jaya. We are definitely going to be going back into the studio soon. But Jaya has been holding it down. It's probably she thinks she's here to be a sports management somebody, but God has greater things in store for you. Be willing and open when it's time for you to walk in it, because this is a radio station where we're just being introduced to, and people are going to hear you, people are going to see your energy, and God is going to begin to move you in some directions that you won't even be able to fathom. You have to be okay with taking those risks to step outside of the box and not be concerned about what people are saying or what they're doing based off of God's elevation in your life.
I will take that. I definitely I agree. I don't know what God's plan is yet. Um, we're still trying to figure it out. For me, I just do some things that I feel like He is calling me to do, and I'm taking those risks, and I'm putting myself out there the best way that I can, especially with these lives and the radio, because that is way out of my comfort zone. Um, but it's all about taking risks.
Absolutely.
So with the 5 minutes we have left, is there anything else you want to, any encouragement, any more risk that you may not have mentioned that you really think somebody could be encouraged with?
Risk. I would like to encourage that person who feels like they've tried everything. Again, I said this earlier, but I'm going to take it to a new level. You feel like you've tried everything. You just can't take any more and you want to walk away. I would say try God. See, people don't talk about that. Try God is a big risk that a lot of us don't want to take because that means that when we try God, we have to do things that we don't want to do, that we are uncomfortable with. When we try God, we are going against the grain of the world, what the world believes, what the world sees, and how they see it. And one of the things that we are talking about in our Monday and Thursday Bible study is how life has happened. Some of us don't get involved. We don't want any parts of church. We don't want to do certain things. But what happens when we try God? Where we become freely turn the other cheek because we know that when God is in the midst of something, He's going to orchestrate it all the way through. And sometimes even when we put ourselves in it, then God is still in the midst working it out. So take that risk and try God. Allow God to show you something different than what you're used to. My struggles that I still face. But if you want to quit smoking, if you want to quit drinking, if you want to give up weed or whatever the case may be, try God and see how it works out for you. Because when I stopped doing some of the stuff I did, it was because I prayed to God and asked Him to take.
So that was a great closing. I agree 100%. Definitely try God because maybe it's something that you felt like you like. I'm just going to use one of your examples. You've always wanted to give up the substances, but you're afraid that you need them. Try God because He's going to show you, give you the opportunities and the direction to get rid of it, to come out clean and healthy. So absolutely.
And as we close, and I'm going to give you the last 2 minutes, but as we close, I just want to encourage those who are struggling in their marriages. I've been watching Facebook and news and things like that, and I don't know how much of it is a joke, but I know that it's real. And so many people are going through divorces, and they're putting it on COVID, which that whatever you're going through happened before COVID happened. But again, that goes back to me saying, try God. You might want to give up. And I'm not saying if you're in an abusive relationship or anything like that, I would never say that. But you just want to walk away, try God. See what the Word of God says about it because the Bible speaks about everything, if not 99% of everything that we've ever gone through in our life. If you Google whatever you're going through, you can find something, a word from God that's going to help you get through it. It might seem confusing, but I know without a shadow of a doubt, God is bigger. I've tried Him for myself, and it's a song, but I don't need nobody else. God is really everything that I need.
So in closing, as always, definitely check out She's a Boss Radio Network on she'sabossradio.com, tunein.com, and Alexa, and we will see you next Saturday, 4 to 5 p.m. Thanks for joining.